It was
Fine.
Jets, right?
This was Jets, yeah.
Jet subjecting us to more Roland Emmerich. I believe the last time was your choice too.
Never. It was my last. Oh, Moonfall
Moonfall.
was also
yeah.
Roland Emmerich,
Moonfall.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you know what? That was a great episode.
It
So
was a
buckle
fun
up
episode.
for another one.
I'm glad the episode went well, because I still remember heavy parts of that movie that I wish I could throw away, just make room for something
Do
else.
you chuckle nuts think I'm here to make you happy? I'm here for content.
He's here to sell us Lexuses with Moonfall and sell us. I don't know. There wasn't any blatant advertising in this one that I noticed.
Not a ton.
They were
Are you
advertising.
eating-
I'm eating string cheese.
So you pressed record and decided now's the time to strip apart some string cheese.
I pressed record. I pressed record, and then I opened a string cheese.
That's absurd. Well, hello, listeners, and welcome to the podcast where we watch a movie and dare to ask the question, what if there was another chase sequence? We are three unpaid interns who have been locked away in a basement somewhere in Hollywood and forced to churn out sequels to movies that nobody asked for. So grab some popcorn and your hard hat and a VHS and a massive camcorder and maybe a giant egg and join us on the ground floor of Sequel Factory. I am Roger.
I'm Jet.
And I'm X.
Today, it marks the occasion where I got to see the Twin Towers once again.
There's literally a line
In a
in the
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a line that says the worst act of devastation since the World Trade Center bombing. And I was
Since
like,
the
oh,
1993 World Trade Center bombing.
yeah, you guys have no idea.
Little did they know that very same year I would be born.
Oh,
The worst
That's
disaster.
not where I thought that was going to go.
The worst disaster prior to 9/11.
sure.
Wait, are you saying that you were... Yeah, okay, interesting.
Was born in 1998
you know,
when the movie
Yeah, Roger.
Godzilla, directed by Roland Emmerich, came out. That's what we watched this time, and we're gonna crack this sequel.
when a butterfly flaps its wings, the World Trade Center falls down. And I
Yeah.
do think that the birth of Jet was the cause of that.
Oh,
And,
yeah. No, it totally wasn't mine. Since I was born in
And George
93, the first
And
failure
George
to
Bush.
knock down the Trade Center.
First failure.
And George Bush planned both.
Oh,
That's pretty impressive. Are you suggesting that Bush Jr. planned the first one as well?
I know the difference between the Bushes
Okay.
really well.
No, you got it. Well, I will say Clinton was in office in 93. The point is...
and
um,
98.
we watched... Or actually, wait, did he leave office in 92?
What?
It doesn't matter.
I'm saying
We
Bush. I'm saying Bush did 9/11 and my birth.
Oh,
That's
Oh,
the
boy.
joke.
are we
That's-
getting into some Jerry Springer
This-
territory here?
Can't be the podcast. We're going to have to talk about Godzilla at some point.
Okay, you know what? That's great.
You know,
I like that guy.
Everything prior to Moonfall of Roland Emmerich's like filmography, I actually quite enjoy it. I think his movies are fun, and this was not an exception. So I really enjoy
It's-
Godzilla.
It's fun.
It's a fun movie for sure.
If horribly tedious at every turn. I
There
mean,
are a
it's,
lot of parts.
there's a lot of parts, and it's kind of all just some stuff going bad in different ways, not in a way that provides any particular amount of narrative tension or any particular amount of challenge to the characters. The biggest sort of emotional challenge that anyone goes through in this movie is when a woman steals a videotape to put it on the
Yeah.
news. And this is really hard for a protagonist, Matthew Broderick, who's trying to help.
He feels betrayed.
He feels betrayed because he trusted her because they were in a relationship.
Back
and-
in college.
Well, Yeah, and previously.
And we all know that Godzilla sinks ships.
Matthew Broderick sinks hearts.
Really
So
does.
okay, this movie did a thing where it was kind of America's first attempt at Godzilla.
It was
and-
absolutely America's first attempt at Godzilla.
Yeah, that's what I said. And so every Godzilla previous to this was sort of a kind of a grand take on the physical, ecological, and emotional damage that happened to Japan when America dropped the bombs.
I wouldn't say every one of them.
And no, every
I
single
would
one.
say in some of them he fights a big shrimp and plays basketball.
Even the ones that featured Dookie, they were all an
Dookie?
amalgamation of that kind of damage.
What's
And,
Dookie?
Dookie was the baby Godzilla.
No, you're wrong.
That wasn't his name?
No, it was Minya. And then
What?
Godzilla Jr. in the 90s, 80s, 90s stuff. What is
You got a
Dookie?
real
Are you
Godzilla
thinking of
head
the
over here.
animated one? You're thinking of the animated one.
The animated one based on this movie?
No, the animated
just
one that
the
was by
animated-
Hanna-Barbera. I think there was a young Godzilla in the Hanna-Barbera.
That might be what I'm thinking of. Anyway, like I was saying, all of the other ones had kind of an empathetic and even sympathetic connection with the monster in that it was sort of born into existence against its will, and you have this nature versus human sort of similarities between the films.
You were talking
And then this
about
one comes out-
Godzuki.
Oh, Godzuki, sorry,
Godzuki
folks.
was
You're
from
right. What was I thinking?
the
What a
Hanna-Barbera.
fucking idiot. I'm so glad I was interrupted for the 5th time. Anyway, and this movie kind of shits all over that.
Yeah.
Now it's Jet's turn to talk. Jet, go ahead, you talk some.
Godzuki. There was a lot of Godzukis in this one.
Plenty of them.
Plenty, and they all burn.
I think my favorite part about the small Godzillas in this film is that they're like, oh, only 3 eggs? That's cool. And then someone to their immediate left is like, oh, I found some too. And they're like, oh, maybe 20 eggs. And then later in the film they're like, there were 200 eggs. You have Morgan Freeman that's just like, little did they know, there were 200 of them.
I think it's kind of a shame that this movie takes some of the big, like, ecological messaging of the original Godzilla franchise, right? About nuclear disaster and about war and about weapons manufacturing. It kind of takes that and just shits all over it.
Hey, I was thinking the same thing while watching this one. I was.
You and I are really in sync sometimes.
Super in sync. X, what did you think?
I thought it was cool. It was pretty rad.
I liked it when Lizard ran and stepped on that car.
Yeah, I like it when they
Yeah.
blew up Madison Square Garden. That was crazy.
So this came out in 1998. I would have been 6 years old. I do remember seeing this in a movie theater with my cousins.
Wow.
What did you think then?
Mr. Moneybags over there, huh?
Well, I didn't pay for it.
Big guy's got cousins.
Yeah, I'm rich with cousins. I remember watching it and I think I was just excited, like big creature, right? That was the draw for me, was big thing, and the cup. The cup that you got had a lid that was Godzilla's dumb.
Yeah.
What mogging head? What do you call that? What is that? Jet, help me out here.
Mogging?
Yeah,
Like
where
clavicular?
people refine. Yes.
Oh.
Mewing.
where people
Mewing.
Mewing. Sorry,
Mewing.
mewing. Where Godzilla has like
be
a
mewing for
really
the rest
nice
of the show.
defined jaw. Anyway, its head was the cup at the movie theater that we went to. It was really cool. Now I think that the puppetry versus CGI is so apparent.
Yeah.
There are, like the whole helicopter chase scenes that happened went on for embarrassingly long.
So long.
Yeah, like
This is
crazy
a-
long. And like, even when one stopped and went on to do something else, it came back and they added another chase sequence with the helicopters. Anyway,
They managed to make a 2-hour and 18-minute movie fly by like a 3-hour movie.
yes. There were so many times throughout the film where I was like, who are these people? Why are they talking? Where big creature? And then I remembered like, oh, that's kind of what every Godzilla film is, though. Like,
May I
like,
summarize the
hey, please.
the
Actually, you
little-
probably should.
the film we watched? Godzilla 1998 by Roland Emmerich, in which nuclear testing on some islands mutates a lizard. That lizard grows up and starts tearing up ships. Matthew Broderick, who studies radioactive worms in Chernobyl, gets recruited to come over and help research this weird radioactive lizard. He does. They're like, whoa, footprints. Stuff gets attacked. Godzilla shows up in New York. He doesn't look like Godzilla. And they get the pronouns very specific and consistent every time, regardless of any of the events in this movie. This Godzilla is trans-masculine. And that's relevant.
Yeah.
Roland Emmerich says men can get pregnant. And that's pretty...
An official stance?
That's pretty woke for the guy who wrote Moonfall. Anyway, Godzilla shows up in New York, wreaks havoc, the military chases him, helicopters chase him, Godzilla chases guys. Guys chase Godzilla, Godzilla disappears, Godzilla shows up again, more guys chase Godzilla, they fight Godzilla, Godzilla gets underwater, Matthew Broderick gets Godzilla blood and does a pregnancy test on Godzilla. It's like, oh my god, this is a weird dude, this Godzilla who's asexually pregnant.
This man is pregnant.
This man
There
lizard.
are no other scientific drawings I can pull from this information.
That's clearly a man lizard. You can tell on account of his gender presentation and pronouns. Anyway, Matthew Broderick's like, there's gonna be lizard babies. Everyone's like, shut up and go away. So while they take out Godzilla underwater, Matthew Broderick meets up with some French people who have been in the background the whole time doing stuff. And the French people are like, we believe you, Matthew Broderick, about the pregnant man. And so they go and they're fighting the babies because the military thinks they've killed Godzilla. They're fighting the baby Godzillas. They're killing the baby Godzillas. Then they
not really.
Not really very good at it. But then they manage to escape and the military blows up Madison Square Garden and then Godzilla shows up again. He wasn't dead. And then Godzilla chases him in a taxi for so long till they get to a bridge and they shoot Godzilla with more missiles. And this time it works. But oh no, there's a cliffhanger twist. One of the eggs is still alive and there's a baby Godzilla in it. And the whole time, Matthew Broderick gets a girlfriend in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did it.
He did it
Godzilla.
in 2 minutes.
Did you write any of that down, or was that all from the dome?
That's all from the dome.
I
was paying some attention. When you're barely watching a movie, you can kind of get the big beats and you don't get caught up in the details of who shot who and how many Godzukis got killed.
There was a lot of baby Godzillas in the movie.
At least 200.
The majority of them were kind of bumbly, right? They were like falling all over the place, and it was in these scenes that I was like, thank goodness the big one's not like that. And then during the taxi chase scene, they trick it like a cat.
Yeah.
Godzilla, and it like falls over, and you're like, oh,
yeah.
I feel like the mass of the creature that can bust upward through Brooklyn Bridge, but doesn't for some reason weigh enough to fall through it, would have like destroyed the streets it was running on and fallen straight through to the subway. But that's not the case.
Godzilla utilizes an interior sort of nuclear fission reactor created by the nuclear thing that allows him to shift his mass at will.
Godzilla's always floating. You just don't notice it.
Sometimes Godzilla takes a really big breath and puffs up like a balloon and can float good because of it.
Also, does this Godzilla have flammable breath?
Gotta be, but it only comes up once.
It only happens once in like a 3-second clip. And you can't even tell. You think he's like biting into something that explodes, right? But he's clearly breathing out fire.
He's like exhaling and fire happens.
He's exhaling, and then a taxi gets kicked up into the air, and theoretically the taxi explodes. And it's impossible to tell if the taxi exploding is lighting Godzilla's breath on fire, or if it's just
nasty,
Godzilla's
fishy breath.
Godzilla's massive hoof is just blowing the normal fireball from the taxi forward like.
I mean, we're also led to believe that this Godzilla is just a giant iguana.
Right.
They also
a
showed
marine iguana.
They also showed Komodo dragons.
Komodo
Yeah, but
dragons
And
were
they
also
bearded
show-
dragons.
They show
my
iguanas
light
more than
died.
both of those. Roger, you're
That
so
doesn't mean he's
dark.
definitely an iguana.
I think
because
it
the
does.
eggs
Yeah,
that
but
it
Komodo
showed
dragons
mutated
don't
did not
swim
look
in the ocean.
Huh?
Komodo dragons don't swim in the ocean.
Yeah, that's true. Probably
Or else
an
they'll be-
iguana.
They'd be called marine dragons.
You tell me
Yeah,
there's no
the
marine
two
dragons?
types of terrain, Komodo and marine.
Well, they live on the island of Komodo exclusively, and there are iguanas outside of the marine iguanas were shown in the beginning of the film. They're called marine iguanas because they are iguanas in the marine.
I'll take your word for it.
Good argument.
Actually, now that we're on the subject, I do want to talk about this. Zoologically, reptiles are cold-blooded and shouldn't be able to run for long stints at a time. They're lazy. They were evolved to be this way, right? There wasn't a lot of sun in this movie. In fact, I would say arguably there was no sun because it was fucking raining the entire time.
That's
This
because
lizard has no way to conserve energy other than eating some fish that they provided, though it was giving that fish, allegedly, to its babies. Right?
That's a lot of fish.
Also, it wasn't bloated while it was pregnant with all these eggs, or I guess I don't. When it was ovulating, but it's a very confusing film, zoologically.
It is, yes.
Obviously, that's not
Because-
something we're discussing.
All of Roland Emmerich's other movies are scientifically accurate.
The moon one went places
The
scientifically.
moon one, they remembered that the moon has gravity.
The moon one was mostly trying
Yes.
to sell me Alexis, but Day After Tomorrow.
And it worked. Check out Side X.
Oh my god!
Alex, go ahead and look out that
You
window.
bought me
You're-
Alexis? I didn't spend my own
Nope.
money? Wow.
I used your card.
Oh, damn.
Well, we use the funds from this podcast to get you Alexis.
Yeah, all that
Yeah.
AdSense money. Hell yeah.
All that AdSense. Oh, I'm smelling sense. It's AdSense.
Yep.
And you know who's not? Roger, because his nose doesn't work.
Because my nose no good.
Well, it
to
is
smell.
cents as in quarters and dimes and nickels, but not pennies because we don't do that in America anymore.
No,
Nope.
pennies are out the window,
Yeah.
and they hurt people that they hit. So as far as sequels go, obviously we are led into a sort of like, oh, hit another egg,
baby.
ooh, there's a baby here. How long do you think that baby is gonna last, being what it is, as this like 9-foot tall, goofy monster thing, in a city that is about to be, like, full of people again?
It goes down.
It goes, okay, explain.
The lizard goes down where you can't see it.
No, lizard go
of
down.
course, the lizard sneaks away and he moves to a small town where he falls in love with his old high school sweetheart and gets a job as an ice cream vendor or something. You know?
This lizard
really
is
good.
from the big city, and it doesn't really know the meaning of Christmas because it's so busy.
Right,
That's really
exactly. Because he's never
So it moves
experienced
to a
Christmas. He
smaller
was just
town.
born.
Upstate. Okay, well, actually, this does lead to a more important question, I think, is that if the nuclear testing done in the 30s, I guess 20s and 30s and 40s, I guess Bikini Atoll happened in the 50s, and this movie took place, I
the
assume, in
90s.
1998, would
Yeah.
it take 40 years for this creature to reach the size of Godzilla?
No, so I think it's implied that the French were
Tracking
testing
him for a
nuclear
while.
arms more recently, right? And then
Right,
they
and so they're
because in this
involved.
version, in the American version, it's the French. You know, we
French.
always gotta be blaming those dirty French people for
Well,
everything.
There's too few of them for them to do anything about it.
Right. But at least the French in this movie, they're trying to correct their mistake, right?
They're trying to make
They're,
up for
That's
it.
true.
They're sneaking around in UPS vans, criticizing.
80% of them die in the film.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
80%.
the only
Were
thing-
you doing the math for that just to bring it up as soon as you could?
Well, no, I was just saying, like, if there are X amount of them and only one of them left, I just went with 80. I don't know if that's correct. I think there were 5 of them doing this doing this infiltration mission.
Fun with numbers. Let's say, yeah, the French took it to a certain extent, right? They did it some time ago, and it probably took a bit for that egg to hatch and for that lizard to grow. So I think by the time I would say by the time you get to modern day, 2026, right?
Sure.
Is that this year?
Yeah.
By the time you get
Are
to
you
this,
asking us what year it is?
by the time you get to this year, the Godzilla's probably big enough. And has to face off hand-to-hand combat against Zoran Mamdani. That's my mayor.
I honestly, with the way he's handling things.
Yeah, Zoran's not going to pull a mayor from Jaws thing that this mayor in this movie was also doing.
Yeah, we didn't
trying to be
mention,
reelected.
We didn't mention that the mayor was Roger Ebert.
This mayor had so much more power than any mayor does.
Yeah.
Like, why is he in this military tent? Like, telling them that they don't have jurisdiction to do things. Like, your job is done by dogs, dude. Get the fuck out of here.
Get
He's
out
he's trying
of
to be
here.
reelected, man. He's fuck. He's
That's
pulling
another thing. There were like 8 different B plots in the film. There were so many like smaller little sub stories happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many characters.
What
It's,
if
Lots of characters.
What if new Godzilla and the new one fights a bee?
A bee?
You said a bee?
Giant bee. Think about it.
Where's
Shut up. Think about it.
Okay.
Now speak.
There's got to be
it's
a
not bad.
line in it where someone's like, Godzilla's got to sweep for the bee's knees, and then
Because the
and then
bee's
something
wings aren't fully
happens.
developed yet, so it has to crawl.
Yeah, sure.
What if the baby is adopted by some New York artists? Obviously New York has to be rebuilt in a way. It's mostly destroyed by the military, I should mention. Like, Godzilla did some damage, right? Rogue tail and all that.
Yeah.
But like the Chrysler building was just kind of
Blown up.
circumcised.
Sure.
And they rebuild it. That when they rebuild New York, they rebuild it to be all like to be gentrified. Maybe that's why New York is gentrified. Maybe in this one, Godzilla is a metaphor for the gentrification of urban spaces.
Yeah, he's got to bring down the property values with all that destruction.
Yeah, so Godzilla's
This isn't where I was gonna go. But yeah,
Godzilla is adopted by a Greenwich Village artist
There you
couple,
go.
right? They pull him out of the Hudson River like Moses, swaddled in cloth,
This
and
9-foot creature.
big cloth. But
yeah, and raise Godzilla as their own, and so he's like a cultured, sensitive Godzilla.
Right.
Who is transgender? We already covered that.
Well, new Godzilla, we don't know. We probably shouldn't. I mean, it's really up to the
There was a line where Matthew Broderick, whose name is Nico in the movie, or Nick by some, where he mentions that these babies will be born
With
pregnant.
the ability,
He says that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And then he does the math. 200 babies, that'll be 40,000 within a year. And they're gonna replace us as the top of the food chain. And yeah,
As the dominant species of the planet.
now he says by
Because-
the end of the year. We don't know what time of
Yeah.
year it was. So
It was rainy in New York. What does that tell us?
Well, I don't want to do all that stuff, so we'll say that this Godzilla didn't have that happen to them.
oh yeah, because that explosion at Madison Square Garden kind of left them
Secondhand smoke. Godzilla in this one is a metaphor for secondhand smoke inhalation.
It's a
and
metaphor
how-
for the trauma that millennials and Gen Z now face due to capitalism and gentrification.
You know what? This was 1998. Madison Square Garden was probably built using a lot of asbestos. What if the explosion at Madison Square Garden was like I mean, obviously this happened.
Okay, yeah, this happened with
Twin
9/11.
Towers, but, like, this happened with 9/11, but like a bunch of like, what if this Godzilla is a metaphor for cancer caused by urban development?
A lot of different things can cause right. We can make Godzilla a metaphor for cancer in this one. What if
Oh
this
my
sort of
God.
like cultured, youthful, like Godzilla street teen is sort of gets into electronic cigarettes and or vapes, which he thinks are safer because there's no fire involved, not knowing that tobacco addiction and heavy metal inhalation is still a huge risk even with non-flame based tobacco products. And so it's sort of a metaphor for the carcinogenic effects of tobacco within vapes. What I'm saying is this Godzilla is vaping heavy cloud all the time.
Yeah.
And it can be blue. And it's like Godzilla.
Yeah.
Do you like
Yeah,
it?
he burns the carb for a bit, and you hear him inhaling, and then when he exhales, it's like,
And like the guys that are like next to him in the bank are like, not in here, man.
come on, man. Well, it's not technically smoke, so
It's not smoke, it's just
you're gonna have to put up a sign. Hey, what if this baby Godzilla joined a detective agency?
Hey, that's good. Hey, yeah. Hey, and he has to solve crimes about who's driving up property values in New York.
Actually, I'm gonna go a step further. When I lived in Philadelphia, oh, X, you also lived in Philadelphia. Whenever we lived in
With you,
Philadelphia,
yeah.
there was a thing that our neighbors did, called making the block hot. Are you familiar with this concept?
No.
Okay, so in Philadelphia, specifically in areas like Kensington, some of the poorer areas, the very
Surely this is not
disenfranchised-
referring to people's marijuana cigarettes.
No.
Okay.
No.
They were doing a lot more than that in Kensington, I can tell you that. So.
Yes. Making the block hot was a practice in which you would keep rent prices down and over policing down by going outside with your automatic weapons and firing them up into the air. This was like a once a month kind of thing. And that's what Godzilla's doing, is he is destroying certain parts of the city where prices are getting a little bit too high, right?
Yes.
And yeah. If we're at constant risk of our building falling down, I'm not paying more in rent.
Because he's awoke. He's raised by artists who are struggling artists in New York,
Right.
who maybe they're able to get by via rent-controlled property in Greenwich Village, a very gentrified area. And so
In 2026 is what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Godzilla realizing that the culture of Manhattan is about to be erased by, tourists and CEOs.
And private equity.
He's like, we got to make New York a bit of a garbage.
Great again.
Yeah.
We gotta bring
great.
it back to the
We'll call it
80s,
that.
where it was a sleaze pit.
Yeah.
And people were running around with their 38 specials and causing havoc. And then a new Democratic Socialist goes up for the mayoral race, and now Godzilla is like, well, I don't have to be destroying buildings anymore. If we can get this man elected, we can make a change. And the rest of the movie is him kind of going door to door, being like, hey, would you give Mom Donnie your vote?
He becomes a campaigner.
He becomes a so maybe really it's sort of, have you guys seen like Barry Lyndon by Stanley Kubrick?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of a journey through this man's life as he grows up and ventures out and undergoes
becomes a
lots of
coward.
different changes and different roles and throughout his life, and it's a period piece. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe it's really maybe it's a young hip teen Godzilla trying to learn who he is in the big city. And so at one point in his life, he's a young vaping teen. And then he grows up a little bit and now he's campaigning for Mandani as he's trying to get past his street delinquent ways. As he was like, maybe my parents weren't all bad. Their restrictions were actually just to keep me safe, or whatever.
Ooh, and he's been
and then-
sheltered too, and he slowly starts to discover his actual heritage because he's adopted, and he's just like,
Yeah.
I want to know about my real father, and
Yeah,
then
who's
he looks
Mexican.
into
And so he starts getting in touch with
Is he
his
not
Latino
French?
roots.
is this Godzilla not French from whatever the island was that he was bombed on?
No, they say that the first Godzilla and the first and reproduced asexually, but that's not true. There was
a Mexican man
there was a freaky
So he's half
who
Mexican.
impregnated a reptile man.
Yeah, that's right.
And Matthew Broderick, there's no way he could have predicted that.
Nope. So Godzilla is
because he's
actually sort of a
closed-minded.
metaphor for
So this baby Godzilla
undocumented immigration and
gets a quinceañera? But I don't think boys get those.
no.
Hmm.
And maybe that's something that Godzilla has to go through. Maybe his parents are, kind of have their own thoughts about who he should be, but Godzilla has to learn to be who he really is and doesn't want
And
to
the parents
keep
are always supportive, right? Like every decision Godzilla makes, the adoptive parents are very supportive.
Okay.
They obviously have their own 2 cents and their own agendas, but
Yeah.
like we'll love you no matter what.
2 cents that Roger can't smell. That's a lot of fish.
I don't like that.
Well, Roger would have never been able to tell if he smelled like the fish. He would have been got.
That was such a weird scene. How they're like these 9-foot creatures are like coming up on them, and they're like, "Oh, that's weird. Oh, they want to eat us because we smell like fish."
So
Not
as
because we're
Godzilla
just
is finally,
No, they're just monsters, dude. Just let them. What do you mean?
as Godzilla
They
is
don't need an excuse.
as Godzilla is learning his lessons and learning that maybe his parents, although a little bit overbearing, always support him and has best interests in mind, he decides, I need to make good with my parents. And he goes home and finds both of his parents murdered in their own home. And that's when he becomes a detective. To try to track
sure.
down, he joins up with a small detective agency in New York City.
Oh, you know what he finds? You know what he
What
finds?
is he
on
doing?
the
And
crime scene?
this is the midpoint twist, of course, right? This
Right.
is when everything
Yeah,
changes for Street Teen Godzilla.
He goes to the crime scene. Obviously, it's all roped off. The bodies have been taken away, but he starts looking around and he finds a little something that the police maybe didn't notice. What is that? Oh, it's a collection. Is it dust? No, it's thicker than dust. It's the dust from a moth's wings.
Oh my god! And there's a business card down there that says, and there's a business card he finds for a big real estate company. And he realizes, oh, the gentrifiers must have killed my parents to get them out of their rent-controlled property. But he can't prove it, so he's gotta become a detective.
Jet, where did you think I was going with that?
I think Jet knows exactly where you're going. I think he just blew right over it.
No,
I was like, oh yeah, I passed the ball. I passed the ball.
I'm saying yes. Everyone knows that BlackRock. They're really into moths.
BlackRock does own a lot of private homes and apartments, and they're fucking us all on our rent and cost of living. So yeah, I would love to see Godzilla go tearing some of those people's heads off.
Think about it. Think about it. This is a big scene where Godzilla's putting it all together, right? Think about it. BlackRock, rocks. Opposite of that, white rocks. White rocks, where do you get white rocks? The moon. Moonfall. Moon. Nocturnal. What's nocturnal? What comes out at night?
Is it moths?
That's actually really good.
What were you gonna say?
We'll just go with moths. So, what comes out at night? Moths. Who has moths? Real estate investors. Who's trying to take down the real estate investors driving up prices in New York? Zoran Mamdani. The mayor is in danger. I have to get in my what is it, a Lexus?
Yeah.
Godzilla has to get in his custom Godzilla Lexus and book it to City Hall.
This is all great stuff.
And who's there to kill the mayor? King Ghidorah, 3 heads, also small.
Cool. Okay.
Also small. Okay.
There's a lot of places to go from here.
I think the audience is gonna hate this.
Okay.
I think we're connecting dots.
We could save this. We could actually pull back from this idea. If people like this idea, they can have it, right?
Yeah.
We're not even 40 minutes in. If we reel it back, we could start over.
I think we nailed it already. I think we should cut it off now.
All right, bye everybody. You can catch us next time on Sequel Factory for Part 2.
Wait! We forgot the moth dust.
No, we didn't forget the moth dust.
How does that come back into
You swept it
play?
under the rug, you maniac.
Well,
You
what?
made it come back into play already.
There was dust on the floor. Of course I was gonna sweep it. You think I'm a monster? I'm just gonna leave it there?
Yeah, monster, moth. Where are you going with this, bud?
There's only 3 real monsters: Dracula, Blackula, and Son of Kong.
We're already doing the Kong crossover. Hell yeah.
That's
all for
right.
I don't know if we could do another. I don't think we could do crossovers anymore. I think that's on the list.
It's not moth dust. It's monkey dandruff. It was Kong the whole time.
You're right. What was I thinking? Monkey dandruff is so much better for marketing.
And we can do like a crossover with like Dr. Squatch, and do like a really edgy like monkey dandruff anti-dandruff shampoo by Dr. Squatch. It's for your balls, they say on there. They're always talking about that.
Is that how Dr. Squatch is advertised to you?
Roger, I can not tell if your camera is frozen or if you are
No, man,
so
I
stunned.
am stunned. I'm paralyzed.
I think this is some of my best
Monkey
work.
dandruff, anti-dandruff shampoo.
The
It's
last
for your
episode
balls.
that's not gonna get uploaded has broken me.
Are you sure it wasn't the little boy farts before that?
Oh, it's been
yeah!
it's been death by 1,000 cuts.
Bringing it back, baby.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay. I'll be
Okay,
honest, this is not some of my finest work. Maybe we gotta go back to the drawing board. We gotta figure out something better than street teen slice of life growing up drama starring a young Godzilla in the big city.
Okay, well, let's pull everything back. Are we getting Matthew Broderick back?
Yeah, he's not doing anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Where's Inspector Gadget 3, Matthew?
Yeah, Matthew.
Because French Stewart was in the sequel and he didn't want to come back.
Inspector
Okay, if we
Gadget
get
3,
Matthew Broderick-
Inspector Gadget is a metaphor
We're not doing a
for how the
crossover.
tech industry
No.
is getting
we're
way
not
out of
doing
hand
that.
and turning us all into cyborgs reliant on our
Hey,
damn
folks, go ahead and
phones.
comment if you want us to watch Matthew Broderick's... Well, no, that already has
That
a
already has a
sequel.
sequel.
Guys, okay. So, Hank Azaria
Okay.
becomes the head of the news station, right? He takes over for that pervert guy,
Okay.
and he starts running whatever news station What's-Her-Face was working for.
The love interest.
He's getting all these leads of like strange sounds coming from under the city. A lot of construction is being done. People are going missing. But he can't seem to like none of his lead writers are getting a lead on any of this. And it's discovered that someone found an arm. Someone found an arm in like a subway tunnel. And they're like, oh
my God.
I guess all of the eggs weren't destroyed. And it's like,
Does the arm
and
belong to Joe, the old fisherman?
they
No.
train. Go ahead.
Okay, so the one thing that stuck with me from this movie, since I saw it as a little kid, was Joe the fisherman. least I think that was his name, Joe. When he's like out there fishing, you're not gonna catch nothing, and then Godzilla
Oh,
pops
the
up.
old
And he's,
man, yeah.
and he's running. Does he make it?
Yeah, it doesn't show it. I don't think they
Yeah.
knew how to end that scene, so they just
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah. Anyways, you're saying?
Oh, I don't know. I was gonna say like maybe they train a troop of primates to hunt
Oh, okay. I see.
the Undercity
All right.
for this
the
giant
Undercity, the
lizard.
Hollow Earth.
Oh no. No.
Okay, while the monkey troop is down, we're not doing monkeys. Okay. Maybe Matthew Broderick has continued studying. He's been doing research into other mutated animal species around the world.
Godzilla could
turtle.
fight a giant worm. That'd be interesting.
Fight a giant worm. We get Timothy Chalamet in on it.
Oh no.
It could be a Broderick Chalamet vehicle.
Sure.
Hey guys, I'm gonna list off some Godzilla creatures, some Godzilla monsters.
Well, Jet mentioned
no,
the shrimp
stop.
earlier.
I can name them all. Hedorah, Ebirah, King Ghidorah, Anguirus, King Caesar, Mothra, Rodan, Kumanga, Ebirah, Destroya, Space Godzilla, Biollante,
Robo-Godzilla.
Gigan, Mecha Gigan 2, Mecha King Ghidorah. So many different forms of Mothra. Mothra larvae is a pretty distinct creature design. There's a big praying mantis, can't think of that one's name.
Which
I
one
think
was
that's
the
most
shrimp?
of That's Ebirah. I named him. I
You
think that's
named
most of
him?
them.
Okay.
I did.
What about Obsidius?
What?
Obsidius?
That's not one.
Well, it is, but you know.
From what? From what? What's that from? From some game? Or is it from the...
It might be from a game. It might be from a game.
Yeah, that's right. Think about it. Obsidius.
Hey, doesn't Gojira just mean whale?
Obsidian. Black is a black rock. Black rock. Gentrification.
Wow, that was pretty good, actually.
I'm getting better.
Oh, what if private equity bought up all of New York after the disaster and it literally just jacked up the rent prices for everybody? And
Yes.
then we can still have that storyline while also having people maybe there's oh my gosh, like the kids in Cloverfield, right? There's little tunnel explorers, and they come across this Godzilla, and then they got to try to convince people, like, hey, there's still a Godzilla, and the private equity's like, there's no Godzilla. We
Let's
would
do-
know.
Parallel stories here, because I like that, right? We got the kids who are going down and encountering the Godzilla down in the Undercity, right? And at the same time, like Roger said, like people are dying and disappearing.
That's why they're going down there to investigate.
But I think around the midpoint, because I think the kids they're making friends with Godzilla, right? And they ride
Oh, they've been feeding it.
bikes.
Okay. Why? Hold on, wait, why? What is it? Did I miss it? Did I miss something?
Because it's
What
an
happened?
effective way to get around to New York City.
Oh, I see.
So they're making
alright.
friends with Godzilla. Meanwhile, there's all these baddies who are like, no, we gotta kill the new Godzilla because people are disappearing. But there's actually a different monster that is that perhaps private equity has like taken DNA from
who's
Godzilla
the one with
and
the sword arms. Who's the turtle
that's
Baraka?
that's Gigan or Gigan.
Gigan.
Unfortunately,
Gigan?
he's from space,
Okay.
so we can't
hey.
do him.
So bring him in.
The American Godzilla decided to throw everything they knew about Godzilla out the window So why don't we just create
This
our own
one's a
monster?
This one's an iguana. So
This
Yeah,
this
what if
Gigan
it
is
fights
a
a giant
super radical
cockroach?
genetically modified sewer turtle that BlackRock private equity has put swords on his hands and a laser eye. And they're using their mutant as a mutated turtle mutated using Godzilla DNA to hunt down and kill people who are opposing their legislative lobbying practices to get even more power over New York City.
and it's up to these like
Plucky kids.
yeah, I was gonna say scrappy bike riding children.
One
And
of
their
whom is an
best friend,
escaped
Godzilla.
science project with PK abilities, and they all befriend Godzilla, and
Okay, I see.
that was a reference to the other podcast.
What if the kids' main mission is to get Godzilla to the ocean?
Not hard to do in New York City. Very easy
It is hard to
problem,
do.
solved right away.
If people, hey, the city never sleeps, baby. How they gonna get him there? Everyone's gonna see.
The tunnels.
Everyone's gonna see with all the news stations around. Everyone's got cell phones.
They're not going to be able to stop him unless they've implemented an anti-Godzilla network of like mesh. So that there's like mesh that goes up about like 17 feet above street level, so that if there's ever another Godzilla, he'll get zapped by the mesh.
Right.
So that's why they can't go up.
What if they disguise him?
Okay.
Oh yeah, Godzilla in a trench coat.
Okay, we said it during Thanksgiving.
What?
Macy's Day Parade float.
Macy's Day Parade. I was like, go 1 month and you've got monsters everywhere.
They put
We
him
already
inside that big
established-
Pikachu.
No, we already established Godzilla floats, you know, so
True, he's got control.
X did say earlier in the
He
podcast
takes a
that
big
Godzilla does
breath
levitate,
and he blows up like a balloon and floats.
and they just got
Yeah.
strings on him.
That's what
There
we
you go.
call foreshadowing. Chekhov's balloon.
hey, it's 2026 now. The tragedy of Godzilla is funny now, just like 9/11, and so yeah, they'll allow a floated Godzilla. Why not?
It's 2026. We can have an AFAB Godzilla do an inflation kink thing on screen.
Holy shit, Jet! How dare you?
And he's a
dare
man
you.
who's pregnant. That's like
Yeah.
7
Mpreg.
woke things.
Mpreg.
And
I mean, if he eats someone, we've got Vor in there.
as they've got him tied on ropes. That's another one. So they're tying this floating Godzilla, floating him down the street. He's pregnant. And then we get a shot of Zoran Mamdani on a balcony who gives a thumbs up and says, "I support this."
He says this is what democratic socialism gets ya.
Inshallah, there should be more things like this in New York.
Communism.
Mondani says, I support Mpreg. Okay. We're gonna have to add this somehow to the list. We can't abuse kinks in a sequel. We can't lean on
Where's
kink culture for.
where's the pinned thing? Do we have it pinned somewhere? Yeah, I'll pin this as no kink at Pride.
So okay, what's the resolution of the film? How do we?
Well, I think as they're during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, because it's been very serious up until this point. It's all been fun and games, right? But people find out Godzilla gets popped and reduces back down to his normal size.
Okay.
And the corporation thinking this is gonna ruin everything. Everyone's seeing Godzilla on the streets is gonna ruin our property values. So they send Gigan, who is a genetically modified radical underground turtle who lives in the sewers and has been murdering people. They send him out to fight Godzilla.
Oh, he's been framing Godzilla the whole time.
He's been framing Godzilla the whole time.
You know what I haven't considered? Is this Godzilla still smaller? Like, is it still like 9 feet?
No, it's
I
the
think-
size of the original Godzilla.
Yeah, he's getting bigger and bigger throughout the movie.
It's been 20.
Okay.
It's been
No,
30 years
you have,
just about.
you have to forgive me. You'll have to forgive me. This whole time I thought we were running around with like the 10-foot tall monster.
No, even when we were talking
I
about
imagined
radical street teen who vapes Godzilla, that's a full-size Godzilla who's investigating the murder of his parents, who's campaigning for
lot. That's a fat
Mamdani.
cloud.
Yeah,
for a
when
vaping
he was
monster.
looking through that crime scene, he was just peeking through the window. Like, it
Oh,
wasn't-
peeking through the window.
Yeah.
You were visualizing a roughly
do
adult
this.
person
I don't want to
heighted
do this.
Godzilla
I don't like this bit
undergoing
anymore.
this coming of age journey.
Yes, I imagined a fox hunting hat on this detective side lizard.
Yeah.
lizard man.
Are you making a Holden Caulfield reference
can-
there, Roger?
They
or
could
what?
put a deerstalker cap on him,
Maybe.
but it has to be a really big
Deerstalker?
one.
What did I say? Fox hunter?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I knew what you meant.
I did this.
Mhm.
Doesn't Woodstock from Peanuts, Charlie Brown stuff wear a little deerstalker hat sometimes?
I think
The
I think
bird?
Snoopy does.
Snoopy does? It's either the bird or Snoopy.
Yeah.
Either way, there's probably a float of that, so they're probably able to get a big hat off of one of the floats and put it on Godzilla.
Well, this changes a lot because I audience, you'll have to let us know what you were thinking when you were hearing all this. I was imagining a child-friendly size to hang out with these bicycling kids.
If anything, he should be bigger. Because that was one of the big fan complaints, is that the Godzilla in the 1998 movie was too small. So
Weirdly
really,
ripped
we should
and
say it's been
weirdly
even
too
longer, and
small.
this Godzilla is even bigger.
Yeah, it has to be like the Godzilla -1 size, where he's standing,
Yeah.
just with his knees out of the ocean.
Yep.
In
Yeah.
what's probably a few thousand feet of
And
ocean.
he's-
What you could assume to be the Mariana Trench.
And he's
Yeah.
playing with the kids. Like, they're playing like stickball down in the sewers.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah, he's got a ring and a stick and a hoop
Yep.
going
no,
down the
you know,
sewers.
city stickball. You get a stick and you play baseball with it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Roger, you fucking hick.
God.
Well, you
I've
never played
never been-
stickball?
I've never been to the Big Apple.
Really? You gotta
I've
go.
never
We were gonna go, and then Roger bailed
Yeah, we-
on us at
yeah.
the last minute. So
Okay, so
been happening
to
a
be
lot
fair,
lately.
I didn't really have the funds to make that happen.
neither did I, and I ended up paying for almost while watching
two
it. so-
gotta
Yeah,
both come
you
down
kind of
here.
got gypped out of
You
it.
two have to come down here so we can do our Megalopolis episode.
Yeah,
We can't do Megalopolis until we're all in the same place.
Yeah, I was thinking about that literally the other day. So, well, okay. So
think it's
Godzilla
solid.
fights this big turtle.
Godzilla fights Gigan.
Mhm.
Okay,
Um,
all right.
and
Can Gigan do that thing where he swings, Godzilla ducks, and he hits a building, but the building doesn't move for a minute, and then there's
and the whole building starts sliding down.
Falls
the
over.
whole building slides off of itself.
Oh my god, just like George Bush planned it.
Just George Bush did Gigan.
Yeah, let's just, what are some other cool Godzilla moves they can do in the fight?
That was one of my
does
favorite things about
Godzilla
this film is
actually-
that Godzilla saw missiles coming at him and was like, "Oh, I'll just duck down."
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Just
Just get lower.
You know, a weird awareness of avoiding missiles that are
Missiles.
locked onto it,
Mhm.
and only that, because it doesn't really. Oh, he tricks the helicopters with the big hole in the building.
yeah.
Yes,
Right,
and there's
'cause he was
also a
hiding
moment
in
where
the
one of them
other
thinks
building.
he's like, "Oh, I lost it," and then Godzilla was like, "I'll sneak around in front of it and get real low, and then come
Yeah,
up from the
then
bottom
come up from-
like a
I mean,
shark."
That's a cool shot, but like, yeah,
It is a cool shot.
Yeah.
It was
There
it's
were a
clearly
lot of cool shots. One of the final shots of the movie is whenever the jets are coming in and Godzilla's stuck in the Brooklyn Bridge like support wires, and it's like trying to get across. That whole like stretch was like a really picturesque shot. Not very Godzilla, but it was pretty.
I feel kind of bad about my participation in this episode. Not because I've been a stinker or anything. That's fine. But I just, I grew up really, really opposed to this film because I was and always have been a big fan of the classic, Japanese Godzilla stuff. And within that community, this movie is largely viewed as a true affront to what, the franchise stands for, even at its goofiest, right?
Sure.
We used to specifically call, no one like in the Godzilla community calls this monster Godzilla. They call him GINO, Godzilla in name only.
Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
I'm not making that up. That is the thing in the fandom. And so, like, I'm dealing with two sort of warring humors within me. One that says I should try to, like, take this seriously and take this genuinely and continue this franchise in a way that is more respectful, right? To try to make up for what was done and get things onto a more traditional track, right? That part of me has been failing at every turn to the impulse buried within my soul from my very conception, which is, of course, when the body gets a soul in it, that says under no circumstance can you show any respect to this film. And that impulse has been winning throughout.
Right. The problem is, we don't have to respect the sequels we write.
Yeah. We just gotta turn a pretty penny, boys.
That's all sequels are good for.
Yeah. That's all movies are good for, actually.
No,
all movies are good for is...
Nobody writes a movie knowing that there's going to be a sequel. They could want one, but you have to assume the end of the movie is all the audience is ever going to see. Yeah. Until Hollywood is like, make us another one, you fucking pussy. And you're like, okay, I will. And you do it. And Harvey Weinstein is there.
I think we kind of approach, right, and to put a cap on the Godzilla discussion, Godzilla wins at the end and goes into the ocean and has a tearful goodbye with the children, after which Godzilla speaks and says, "I'll always love you," and they're like, he can speak the whole time, and then he's gone.
Let's not forget the Free Willy jump over oh my god, what is that called? The Statue of Liberty. There we go.
In the middle of which he eats a helicopter.
Big statue, the one you find in New York.
The big Free Willy jump in the middle of which he eats a helicopter. That's right, X. You took the words right out of my mouth.
That'd be a cool shot. All the kids standing there like, oh, and he like hops over and chomps on a helicopter as it explodes over them, and then they're like dodging debris and shit. Yeah.
And they go, I guess maybe Godzilla might have killed a few of those guys.
It's like, oh wow, he just murdered those soldiers.
They were bad for some reason. That helicopter was full of pedophiles.
Anyway, I think we approach now sort of the thesis statement of this podcast as a whole, which is at the end of the day, movies are not art. Movies are vehicles for intellectual property rights to be maintained under the thumb of those who already own them.
And AI.
And AI.
Mm-hmm.
AI is actually the only thing that is allowed to flagrantly disregard intellectual property.
Yep.
Because
it changes it just like a little bit.
And it inflates that bubble just a little bit further, which some people are into.
People enjoy inflating bubbles.
Yeah.
You could say that.
Yeah. So I think we've captured the spirit of cinema here.
What do we call this?
God.
Can we call it Gino?
Could call it Gino. You could call it Godzentrification.
That's not bad.
Could call it you could go by the Toho naming standards and call it Godzilla versus BlackRock.
I don't hate that though.
Let me make sure BlackRock is the real estate ones.
I think BlackRock does own. I don't think they're specifically
Yeah,
real
it's
estate. I think there's
BlackRock.
private equity, but they own a lot of real estate. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
oversee approximately 12.5 trillion in assets as of 2025. Founded in 1980 and headquartered in New York City.
Hey, recently we put out a sequel that was called Something versus Something, didn't we? Did we not do that very recently?
I don't know. Why don't you pull up our our little
I guess I could have.
feed?
Do you think we're punching up enough in this one?
Not nearly.
Against a $1 trillion corporation and pedophiles?
Maybe we're
No,
punching
fine.
up too much.
You want to punch down a
We
little
should
bit?
punch down. Who's just someone that we can punch down at? It can't be Mexicans or undocumented immigrants.
What if when Godzilla pops, he lands on like a gay pride parade float?
Yep. Yep, there can be a lot of really offensive gay stereotypes. No kink at Pride.
It was Tammy v the Machines for Tammy and the T-Rex.
Tammy v. the Machines.
That's right.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Okay.
How did we come up with a genuinely better sequel for Tammy and the T-Rex as Godzilla?
Hey, you picked Godzilla and then you
I did.
you
That's
tarnished the sequel, so I don't know what else you want, Jet.
It's just so much has already been done with this franchise, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I liked the first Godzilla reboot, American one that they did, but
Yeah.
I don't know, the Godzilla Kong universe thing.
Once it got into the whole King Kong thing, I think Kong Skull Island was an okay film. I think they kind of perverted the size of everything. Like, that King Kong can't climb a building. He's too big.
I like the MonsterVerse stuff up to Godzilla vs. King Kong. I think Godzilla vs. King Kong is enough of a rip-roaring good time that
Sure.
it gets a pass in my book. The one after that has very little merit, unfortunately. They gotta bring it back. They gotta bring it back around.
And you know who can help them do that? The sponsors of the show. Here's a late minute ad break. That was a great break. All right. So
I can't believe that happened. Okay.
no, that's getting cut out. That's not,
Jet,
that's not
Jet,
making
something
it in.
that X probably doesn't talk to you about this. We have such a hard time trying to find ad breaks for this show because it's all very jarring. We don't like. There's hardly any time where we just stop talking.
Oh yeah, no.
Whereas in like our other show, it's very structured.
Right.
So
No, I literally thought when I started putting ads on this, I was like, okay, you know, there's usually a good transition between discussing the movie and then pitching the sequel, and it just all blends together now. I literally cannot find a point to
Yeah.
splice it in. But
It's because we're
anyways,
saying
what's
yes
the next?
so much.
Yeah, why not? It's the only way the show works. We're doing another movie next time.
Yeah.
I was. Yeah, we are. That's true. We can confirm that.
Roger, you pitched an idea to us last time.
This was a suggestion by a coworker of mine. Was like, oh, you make a podcast about sequelizing movies? Do you know what movie absolutely 100% needs a sequel? And I was like, what movie? And they're like, Legend. I said, oh,
Yes.
I've never even heard of that.
Tom Cruise's
Yes!
1985 masterpiece Legend?
Yeah,
Ridley Scott, Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, big old horns on that guy.
Oh. Oh.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we're gonna do a sequel to Legend, a movie I've never seen, but I have seen clips of, right? Because Tim Curry is amazing. And like obviously, if you're listening to this and you want to join us in watching it, and then for the next episode, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. It's fun. It's got unicorns.
And why wouldn't it?
Why wouldn't it?
Any movie that has the devil should have unicorns.
Yep. They're natural.
Because unicorns are in the Bible.
Natural opposites.
Yeah, they didn't let him on the ark. Poor bastards.
No, they were too dangerous. Put too many holes in the boat.
Unicorns are actually in the Bible, though.
I know. That's why.
Okay, good. That would have been funny if you just stumbled into that and thought that was absurdist, but it's not.
X, you should end the show.
X, you should read the Bible.
X, have you tried reading the Bible?
You should read the Bible. Have you found God? Hi.
Hey, let's do a sequel of the Bible.
Don't make me pitch the Church of Satan again, all right? Because I will.
Hey, save it for next episode.
Don't make me.
Save it for the Legend episode.
Yeah, I gotta worship Tim Curry after I watch this. Okay, I don't know how we normally end this show because my sleep schedule is all over the place. But yeah, if you guys enjoy the show, you can do a few things for us, such as leave a rating, a review, and a comment on whatever platform you listen on. You can also check out some of the other stuff we do, such as the podcast that Roger and I do called Paranormal Dudes, where we read spooky-ish stories from Reddit, and then you can catch Jet on his YouTube channel, youtube.com/JetKuso, where he plays with toys.
That's
and,
right.
It's pretty informative. Yeah.
That's all there is to the channel. No, nothing beyond that.
Nope.
Nothing that I've seen.
Okay. We'll be speaking.
But you guys can catch us next time for the 1985 masterpiece Legend on Sequel Factory for Part 2.
The sequel.
Continued.
Ah, scary.
It's me, I'm the devil.
Oh, I thought that was Godzilla.
Eddie, commit you to sin. Eddie, eat that guy's head, Eddie.
I'm so lightheaded.